You've probably been told a million times that ignoring a woman is a game. But what if I told you that it's not about playing games at all, but instead, music, it's about controlling your value and energy? Most men get this completely music wrong, and that's why they never get the results they want. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to ignore a woman the right way so she chases you without manipulation and without losing your self-respect. Music. Ready? Let's dive in. 1. Stop over-engaging. Most guys think that being always available, always texting, or constantly calling makes them more desirable. But here's the kicker. It doesn't. Over-engaging is one of the biggest reasons women lose interest fast. When you're constantly in her space, you're basically becoming predictable, and predictability is the killer of attraction. Think about it. What's more exciting? A movie where you already know the ending, or one that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Women thrive on mystery, on not knowing what comes next. And if you're constantly in her face, there's no space for her to wonder about you, to miss you, or even to desire you. Let's break this down even further. When you're too available, it's not just about being predictable. It's about erasing the space where attraction actually grows. Think about the moments in your life when you truly wanted something. Was it something you could get easily? Probably not. The reality is, we desire most the things that aren't easily within reach, and this applies directly to how attraction works in relationships. When you're always there, always available, she doesn't have the opportunity to feel your absence, and as a result, she never gets the chance to crave your presence. Silence, in this case, is your secret weapon. It's not about ghosting her or playing childish games of ignoring her on purpose. It's music about giving her room to think about you, wonder about what you're doing, music, and more importantly, miss you. When you're always texting, always calling, or checking up on her, you're not allowing any of this to happen. She never has time to reflect on your absence because you're never absent. Here's how you can apply this practically. Pull back music, but do it naturally. If you feel the need to text her every few minutes, stop. Focus on something else. Work on yourself. Find something that ignites your passion, whether it's your job, a hobby, music, or your fitness. When you make your life bigger than her, you'll find it easier to step back and give her the space she needs to realize your value. If she texts you, don't feel the need to respond immediately. Music. And when you do respond, don't feel the need to explain yourself or apologize for the delay. You're a busy person with a life, and that's incredibly attractive to women. The goal here is not to manipulate her, but to live a life that naturally leads her to chase you. When you're constantly available, she starts to believe that you have nothing else going on. But when you're focused on your own world, you create a dynamic where she begins to appreciate the moments when you do give her your attention. Silence is powerful because it makes your presence more meaningful. 2. Stop seeking validation. This is a game changer. Most men make the mistake of seeking validation from women without even realizing it. Every text, every call, music, every interaction is subconsciously driven by the desire to get something in return, a response, a compliment, a sign that she's interested. But the harsh truth is this: the more you seek her validation, the less likely she is to give it music to you. Why? Because validation seeking behavior is rooted in insecurity, and insecurity is the opposite of attraction. Women are biologically wired to be attracted music to confidence, to men who are sure of themselves, and the moment you start looking for approval from her, you're signaling the exact opposite. Now let's go deeper. What does validation seeking actually look like? It's when you text her and then obsessively check your phone every 5 minutes waiting for her reply. Music. It's when you feel anxious if she doesn't text back right away and you start to wonder if you did something wrong. It's when you feel the need to double text, explain yourself, music, or go out of your way to impress her just to get her approval. The problem with this is that it creates a dynamic where you're no longer in control of your value. She is. And when a woman feels like she holds all the power in a relationship, she'll naturally start to pull away. Why? Because confidence music doesn't beg. Confidence doesn't ask for permission. Confidence doesn't need constant reassurance. When you're confident, you don't need her to tell you that you're valuable because you already know it. And this is where the real shift happens. When you stop seeking her validation, she starts seeking yours. Instead of obsessing over her response, start focusing on yourself. When you text her, music do it because you genuinely want to communicate with her, not because you need her to validate your worth. If she doesn't respond right away, cool. You're busy with your life anyway. You have things going on, goals you're pursuing, and passions you're chasing. And when you start living this way, women can sense it. They can feel when a man is genuinely secure in himself, and that's the kind of energy that pulls them in. So, how do you stop seeking validation? It starts by realizing that your worth doesn't come from her or anyone else. It comes from within. When you stop needing her to validate you, you create a space where she naturally begins to value and chase you because you're not feeding off her attention. You're living your own life, and that's attractive. 3, master the art of detachment. Don't chase her, chase your purpose. One of the most powerful things a man can do is live a life driven by purpose. When you're focused on your goals, your dreams, and your personal growth, you don't have time to chase women. And that, ironically, is what makes them chase you. When a man is on his path, deeply rooted in his mission, he becomes magnetic. His energy is focused, powerful, music, and directed towards something bigger than any one person. And women are instinctively drawn to that. Let's music break this down. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you ignore women completely or treat them as unimportant. Detachment means that your sense of fulfillment doesn't come from her or anyone else. It comes from your purpose. When you're chasing a woman, you're essentially telling her, "You are my priority." And here's the problem with that: no woman wants to be the center of a man's universe. They want music to feel important, yes, but they also want a man who is deeply passionate about something beyond them. When you make her the focus of your life, she loses respect for music you, because you've essentially abandoned your purpose for her attention. Think about the men who truly inspire women: music, the artists, the entrepreneurs, the athletes, the visionaries. What do they all have in common? They are men, music of purpose. Their lives are driven by something greater than their relationships. They are chasing their dreams, not women. And because of music, that women chase them. Here's how you master the art of detachment. Stop making her your focus. Shift your energy toward your goals. Every time you feel the urge to text her, ask yourself, am I investing in her or am I investing in my purpose? The more time and energy you put into chasing your dreams, the less time you'll have to chase her. And that's exactly when she'll start chasing you. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means putting your purpose first. When you live this way, you naturally create a dynamic where she starts to crave your attention because she sees that you're not easily swayed. You're a man with a mission, and that makes your attention rare, valuable, music, and worth chasing. 4, less is more. How to use scarcity to your advantage. Scarcity creates value. This is a universal truth. Think about anything that is rare and valuable in life: diamonds, gold, even luxury cars. What makes them so desirable? Their rarity. If something is easily accessible, it loses its value. The same principle applies to how you handle interactions with women. If you're always available, always texting, music always hanging out, then where's the mystery? Where's the anticipation? Where's the desire? You become too accessible, too predictable, music, and in turn, she starts to take you for granted. Let's break this down even further. Imagine you're going out with a woman, and every time she calls, you're there. Every time she texts, you respond immediately. Music. Every time she wants to hang out, you drop everything and show up. While it might seem like you're being a great guy, what you're really doing is teaching her that your time and attention are easily obtainable. And when something is easily obtainable, it's not valued. She doesn't have music to work for it. She doesn't have to earn it, and as a result, she doesn't appreciate it. Now, I'm not saying you should play hard to get in some manipulative music way. This isn't about pretending to be unavailable just to get a reaction. It's about genuinely valuing your time and making her work for your attention. When you're less available, it creates a sense of scarcity. She starts to wonder when you'll text next, when you'll ask her out again, and this anticipation builds desire. Women want to feel like they've earned your attention. If you're giving it away freely, she'll stop appreciating it. But when you make her work for it, when your time and attention are seen as rare, valuable commodities, she'll start chasing you. Scarcity, when used correctly, makes you more desirable because it communicates that your time is precious and not everyone has access to it. So, how do you use scarcity to your advantage? By living a life where you're not always available. Focus on your work, your hobbies, your passions. Make sure your time is filled with things that matter to you. And that way, when you do give her your attention, it's special, it's rare, it's valuable. And that's when she'll start to chase you, not because you're playing games, but because she understands that your time is something worth earning. 5. Emotional control. Master your reactions. One of the most attractive traits in a man is emotional stability. When you're quick to music react, whether it's anger, frustration, or excitement, you're essentially handing over control of your emotions to the person you're interacting with. Women are particularly sensitive to this. They observe how you handle pressure, disappointment, or being ignored. If every time she pulls away or tests you, you react immediately, either by bombarding her with texts or acting out, you lose your composure. And this is where most men go wrong. When you learn to master your emotions, you project a level of maturity and strength that few men possess. Emotional control is the foundation of stoicism. It's the ability to remain calm and centered, no matter what's going on around you. When a woman senses that you are in control of yourself, it signals to her that you are also in control of your life. You're not someone who is easily rattled, and that kind of stability is incredibly attractive. But how do you practice this? Snorts. It starts with self-awareness. The next time you feel the urge to react impulsively, whether it's sending a text because she hasn't replied or confronting her about something trivial, pause. Take a moment to breathe and assess the situation rationally. Is your reaction necessary, or is it driven by emotion? By choosing to remain calm and in control, you're telling her that you're not swayed by her actions. You're in charge of your own emotions, and that makes her respect and admire you even more. 6. Invest in self-improvement. Become a high-value man. It's no secret that women are drawn to high-value men, those who are constantly working to improve themselves, who set high standards for their lives, and who strive to be the best version of themselves. If you want a woman to chase you, you need to be someone worth chasing. This doesn't mean you need to be wealthy, famous, or have a six-pack, though these things don't hurt. Music. But you do need to focus on becoming the best version of yourself in every area of your life. Self-improvement is the cornerstone of a man's journey. Music, whether it's your physical health, your mental health, your career, or your social skills, every aspect of your life should be a work in progress. The more you invest in yourself, the more confident and attractive you become. Women can sense a man who's on a mission to improve himself. He's disciplined, focused, and driven. Music. And that's what makes him desirable. So, how do you start? Pick one area of your life and focus on improving it. Whether it's hitting the gym regularly, learning a new skill, or advancing in your career, every step you take towards self-improvement makes you more magnetic. When you're dedicated to your own growth, you naturally attract women without even trying. Music. Why? Because women are drawn to men who are constantly leveling up, and they want to be music part of that journey. 7. Set boundaries. Respect yourself. First, setting boundaries is one of the most important aspects of maintaining respect in any relationship. A man without boundaries is easily manipulated, Music taken for granted and loses his sense of self-worth. Women naturally test men to see how firm they are in their values and whether they can stand up for themselves. Music. If you allow a woman to walk all over you, cancel plans at the last minute,